Trailblazers, welcome to LCTV's new addition to what I like to call the LCU, and this is the Academy and Nobody Asked, where no one asked for our opinion, but as film people, we gave it anyways. Now, I don't know how you stumbled upon this video. Maybe it was in your recommended, or you were just bored. You picked out the first video you saw, or you fell asleep and your autoplay was on, so this was the first video to play next down your descent of the rabbit hole. I'm your host, Jordan Baldwin, and you're stuck with me from now on.
I'm in danger!
The Eagle has landed, and I'm here with the current president of LCTV, Megan Conroy.
Hello, Jordan. Thanks for having me. I'm excited for what we're going to talk about today.
No problem. At this time of the program, I'll be giving hints for today's movie. Today's film is about a teen gang defeating social norms and two best friends, or what I like to describe, an adventure with the homies, where they look out into the distance contemplating life. Can you guess it? Let's test your movie knowledge.
The Outsiders. Pony Boy. Dallas. Johnny. Cherry. Soda Pop. Daryl. Two-Bit. Steve. Bob. S.E. Hinton's classic novel comes to the screen, capturing all the intensity, all the excitement, all the emotions of youth. The Outsiders, directed by Francis Coppola.
Chef's kiss.
Gets me every time.
Are you okay, Jordan?
No.
No, we're not. Jordan.
I'm thinking of that scene.
Which scene?
You know the scene.
Which one? There's multiple.
Now, Megan, I just want to make sure. I know you've seen the movie, but
Oh,
have
yes.
you read the books?
Yes, actually, before I read the books in 7th grade, my mother actually made me read them the summer before, which I kind of low-key resented her for that, but I ended up loving it. So I guess in a way, thanks, Mom.
See, I was the same way, but I read it in high school instead of like middle school like everyone else did. I felt left out.
Oh, did your school ever have like a Greasers versus Soch day where you like dressed up?
No? What?
We did.
You guys had that?
Yes. Insert picture here.
Now, according to Google, a teen gang in rural Oklahoma, the Greasers are perpetually at odds with the Soches, a rival group, where when Greasers Pony Boy, played by C. Thomas Howell, and Johnny, played by Ralph Macchio, get into a brawl that ends in one of the deaths of the Soches members, the boys are forced to go into hiding. Soon, Pony Boy and Johnny, along with the intense Dallas, played by Matt Dillon, and their other greaser buddies, must contend with the consequences of their violent lives. While some greasers try to achieve redemption, others meet at tragic ends.
Wow, I would have to say that is a very accurate depiction that Google gave. But as every book and movie adaptation, the book is always better. But however, I do have to say this is one of my favorite 80s movies.
Good, now on to our spoil section of the video. If you don't want the movie to be spoiled, I suggest to click off and watch the movie on your own time. And if not, let's continue.
Hey, Jordan, we all know which parts are coming up for those of us who have seen it.
Oh God, don't.
Well, obviously in the book there was the fire of the church and everything starts going downhill from there.
Yeah.
Poor Johnny. Johnny's one of he's always I find the two characters for every 7th grade girl who I know who has read this, the two favorite characters are Johnny and Soda Pop. Dally's up there too, but those are the three favorites because people find that Matt Dillon, Ralph Macchio, and Rob Lowe were the eye candy.
Honestly, my favorite character was Pony Boy, but when he had brunette hair and not blonde hair.
Wasn't doing it for you?
Nah.
That's understandable. It depends on the person.
Yeah, and fun fact, C. Thomas Howell auditioned for the part of Marty McFly in Back to the Future.
Nobody can do it better than Michael J. Fox. I can't see anybody else doing it.
True, but also I also was like that what if, like I want to see how that would like be.
True, just Photoshop C. Thomas Howell's head on.
I mean,
Michael J. Fox's body.
We do have AI, so.
Oh God, AI scares me, but we don't need to dive into that right now.
Now let's talk about the cast. Do you think they picked the right people to play the parts?
Honestly, I think so. Like, Patrick Swayze as Derry, like being the tougher, big, like older brother. I mean, he definitely like nobody would want to mess with him. That man was like prime time, like jacked, and like if he came up to me and was like ready to fight because I like crossed with Ponyboy the wrong way, I'm running away. No thanks, I'm done. Nope, I would lose.
Honestly, same. When did he do Dirty Dancing?
I think that was before this. That was in the. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he did Dirty Dancing before The Outsiders.
Nice.
Nice. But Soda Pop they got well because Rob Lowe as the heartthrob, like I said earlier. And I think this was Tom Cruise's first like big movie that he was in. So he wasn't like the big name that he is now because this was pre-Top Gun.
Never saw Top Gun.
Good one. You should do it on
Okay.
this show. You should do it.
I'll keep that in mind.
Because then you could do like back-to-back Top Gun and Maverick.
True.
Jordan, what were your impressions? Do you think they casted well?
I think they did personally, but as you said, the books are usually always better than the movies. But I was also, at first, hesitant on watching the movie since the book was so good and my expectations were so high.
They were like top, like up here.
Yeah, because when we were reading it in my high school English class, I finished it weeks before the whole class finished it. So I was just sitting there, just hearing them talk about it. I'm like, oh, I already knew about that scene. Yeah.
I remember, this is a story, so if any of my high school friends are, not high school, like middle school, hometown friends are watching, this is more their story than it is mine. So one team, we were split off into teams, the red team and the white team. But the red team, which was the team I was on, like, had already, like, gotten to the part where, like, Johnny and Dally, like, had died. So they, like, spoiled it for the people who hadn't gotten to it.
I just want to talk to him.
Why do you have a shotgun?
I just want to talk to him.
And I remember the white team, who my friends were on, were so mad because they hadn't gotten to it yet.
How dare they?
How dare they? I wasn't one who spoiled it for them, because I had already read it the summer prior.
They really said get barbed.
They really said get barbed.
Now, did you know the sunset scene at the very end of the movie was fake?
I had a feeling, because with the lighting and like camera and stuff and having us like being film majors and like working with that stuff, that there's no way you can like get the perfect time and golden hour to like record that without like the camera being like, bah!
True, but like I kind of wish I never learned that information. It ruins the illusion.
It does. It like spoils it. And I know, talking with other people like that, that you now can't watch movies all the same because you've been learning all this stuff.
I blame you,
For
Internet.
shame. For shame.
I blame you.
For shame. Now, another fact that is going on is the director of the 1983 film, Francis Ford Coppola, could not afford the rights to the movie. S.C. Hinton wanted $5,000, but in actuality, he only had $500. So I don't know how he got the rights, but good thing he did, because this movie is chef's kiss. So good.
I mean, it's not high production, as you can tell while watching the movie.
It's got that nostalgia grain over it. Have you learned anything else recently from the film, Jordan?
I also learned that the fire in the church was real and it got out of control. But luckily, the local fire department was close by and took care of it.
Oh, good. Thank you to firefighters. Like, props to you.
I also like arson.
Jordan!
What?
No!
Yes.
Somebody gave me fire!
Another fun fact is apparently the studio that was sponsoring it didn't like the rough cut. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Warner Bros., because the studio felt that the teenagers would not sit still through a 2-hour film. So they ended up chopping it up, and like there were lots of like, they ended up putting the full version in the 2005 version, but like honestly I like that better because they're missing scenes that were important in the book, and it makes me mad. But I'm not gonna go off on a tangent.
I mean, Gone with the Wind came out, and that was one of the highest, I think still to this day, one of the highest grossing movies ever that people showed up to. So, like, I'm pretty sure teenagers back then would sit down through a 2-hour movie. I mean, today, we had Endgame, and that's like 3 hours, I'm pretty sure.
And in the new Avatar, because that's also 3 hours. Way of the Water.
See, I never got into Avatar.
I can't think of the word of like.
Today, Junior?
Hot take. Hot take.
Controversial take.
Hot take. Hot take right here. You heard it first.
Yeah, I said it and I'll die on that hill.
Oh, okay. So any Avatar fans, better watch out.
Did you know the book's author, S.E. Hinton, was a teenager when she wrote the book?
God, what have I accomplished in my life? If she was 15 when she wrote it, I'm about to graduate college, and I've accomplished. I mean, I run the club, so I think that's an accomplishment, but otherwise, I haven't done much.
You accomplished more than me.
I don't know about that. You've accomplished a lot, but usually when there's an adaptation of book, the author sometimes makes cameos in one or more scenes. So I think she did make a appearance in the movie, and here it is.
What's happened to your gown?
I threw it away.
I'm gonna be so
Get
glad
out.
when
Just
you're
get
out
out.
of
You're
here.
making my stomach sick.
When I first watched the movie, I knew the author was young, and in the class that I was watching it in, it still threw me from a loop when the teacher pointed it out.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. I mean, but it makes sense. It's like, hey, you're not stealing. You're using my stuff. I want to be in it. It's like Stan Lee with the Marvel movies. He was in every single one.
Legend.
R.I.P.
Rip Stan Lee.
R.I.P.
Did you learn, tangent, did you know that if Stan Lee was still alive, he would play old Steve Rogers?
Oh, yeah, I did know that.
What could it have been?
What it could have been. But anyways, Jordan, what would you say you rate this movie?
9.5 church fires.
9.5 church fires? I'll have to give it an 8 church fires out of 10.
Pretty decent, pretty decent.
Yeah.
Wow, you're still here? I'm impressed.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Well, join us next time for more in-depth conversations on your favorite movies. And I want to give a big thank you to Miss Conroy for joining me on our first episode ever.
Oh, thank you for having me, Jordan. It was fun. I can't wait to rewatch this movie again. It's such a classic.
It really is. This is the Academy and Nobody Asked, and I'm Jordan Balden. And remember, kids, nothing gold can stay.